Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. It has been a hot minute since I have gotten on here and posted anything, really. Not that I was very consistent before, but it's been a while, at least 2 months. Sorry. It's been busy. If you don't know, am a studio photographer, and our holiday time, so the time basically once Halloween hits, everybody comes in for like Halloween pictures. I was actually really surprised at how many people come in for Halloween pictures. That wasn't a thing when I was growing up. But a lot of people came in for Halloween pictures, and you have like 5 to 7 days, maybe you get like that full weekend of it not being very busy, and then it's slammed, and then it's just so many appointments. And then we actually had 3 people, I think, right? Yeah, 3 people total of core people, like people who've been there for years and know the system, quit right before Christmas time, right before the rush. And then we lost, I think, like 2 of the holiday help people right at that same time too. So there was 3 of us doing the work for like 10 people, and it was crazy. It was like 10 to 12 hour days, and 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. There was a couple weeks there where I don't think any of us got a day off, and after about 2 weeks of that, I told my boss that I needed 2 days off the following week, and I wanted them to be back to back because I needed that. But yeah, anyway, it's been crazy. Not trying to make too many excuses or talk on and on, but I do have a pretty hilarious story from Christmas time. Actually, I have like a million stories from Christmas time because I feel like that's when people are at their craziest. And I mean, generally speaking, I think Christmas time brings out either the best in people or the worst in people. There's really very little middle ground. When people get mean during Christmas time, they get mean. And it's no exception at our portrait studio. It's our busiest time of year. We do like 60 appointments a day. And we're only open from like 8 in the morning. Well, during the week, we're only open from like 10 to 7. And then on the weekends, we're open from like 8 to 7. But there's 60 appointments, and we're just trying to we try to do it as best as possible so that everybody gets good photos. And unfortunately, sometimes we get backed up. And sometimes, with the fact that there was 3 of us doing the work of 10 people, and we hired on like off the street, just anybody who wanted a job, just to have extra hands, like to answer the phones or to like work the register and things. But there were like 3 of us who actually knew the job in and out and could do it. And this particular day, for the story I'm going to tell you, it was in the evening time, probably like 4 or 5 o'clock, something like that, like around the time that somebody would want to like come in for photos, be able to get in, get out, and then go get their dinner reservations. So it was about that time, and these people came in. We were like 3 hours behind. Like, I'm not joking. If you came in for your appointment at 4 o'clock, unfortunately, you were probably not going to be seen until closer to 6:30 or 7. And we tried really hard to not do that. We only had 2 bad days this past year that was like that bad. I mean, generally speaking, we got probably about an hour behind. But there's only 2 days that it actually got like that backed up. And again, it's just because there's only 3 of us who knew what to do, and 60 appointments to do for 3 people. That's a lot. But so this particular day, this lady came in and she checked in, and her appointment was at 4 o'clock or whatever it was. And she checked in, and I was not the one who checked her in, but I was standing right there. And we were very kind to her. Like, we got her information, we got her checked in, she picked out her backgrounds, and we said, okay, now unfortunately we are running a little bit behind. Can we grab your phone number? We'll write it down. You guys can go grab dinner. You guys can go shopping. There's like a whole shopping center, like a mall right there. And we'll call you when you're the next person. And they were like, oh no, we'll stick around. You're just running a little bit behind. And the person who was checking her in said, well, unfortunately, we are running more like 3 hours behind. Yeah. This lady went from Very sweet, very just, I want to come to get my family's photos taken. I just want to check in. And instantly, I don't even know how to explain it. Her face fell, her mannerisms changed. She got very, very defensive, very aggravated. All justifiable, like, I get it. It's an inconvenience. And she asked, you know, you could tell that she was trying to, like, compose herself. You could tell she was angry, but she didn't want to yell yet. And she said, I would like to speak to the manager. And this person who was checking her in was like, oh, she's not here. Which was half true. She was there, but she was like on lunch, but she had come back early from lunch, so she wasn't clocked in yet. So she couldn't actually like work yet, but she was kind of like hanging out. And I was right there, and I kind of work as like the assistant manager. And I said, ma'am, is there something that I can help you with? I mean, like, I heard the whole conversation. But I was like, can I help you with something? And she was like, well, yes. This person just told me that it's about a 3-hour wait. I had an appointment at 4 o'clock, and I have dinner reservations. That's unacceptable. And I very calmly, very politely tried to explain to her that we work with kids, we work with babies. There's only a few of us who work here right now, and we're just doing our very best to accommodate everyone so that everybody gets good photos. That was when she snapped. She could no longer contain her anger. She could no longer contain the fact that the Christmas hustle and bustle was too much for her. She could no longer keep a kind, calm face or voice. And she slams her hand down on the counter like it shakes the counter. And she says, that is unacceptable. I had an appointment. And I said, ma'am, everybody here had an appointment and we're doing our best. And she visibly, like she's shaking, like I'm like, she's doing this as she's trying to talk to me. And she said, this is unacceptable. I want to be seen right now in front of all these other people. And I said, ma'am, you cannot be seen in front of all these other people because they all had an appointment prior to you. We're really sorry. We're doing our best. Sometimes kids cry. Sometimes, you know, families don't cooperate. Sometimes it just takes a little bit longer to get through a session. And she lost it. I am not going to say the words that she said just because. And she goes and she grabs her husband and she grabs her daughter. She's screaming at them. She brings them back. They're all yelling at us now because they're all equally irritated. That's putting it mildly. They're very, very angry. And they're all like slamming their things down. They're throwing their purses everywhere. He's like, I got dressed up for nothing because we're not going to take pictures now. I was like, well, you can take pictures. It's just going to be a while. And the dad and the daughter, I forget if there was a son. If there was a son, he was pretty chill. He was probably just like, I don't even want to be here anyway. I don't care. But dad and daughter like huffed away. Like, they're pissed. They're like stomping, like you can hear their stomps like down like the hallway around the studio. And the mom like leans over the counter and is like in my face and says, you ruined Christmas, and walks out. And you know, it kind of bothered me a little bit. Like, I don't like feeling like I'm at fault for other people's unhappiness. I don't like when I feel like I did something wrong that negatively impacted another person. And, I mean, it bothered me for a couple of days. Like, I felt really bad. And this woman was using some choice words that I won't share on here, but it was not nice. It was not kind. She made a whole scene. The new person that was trying to talk with her to begin with started crying because she was screaming at that person relentlessly. Like, it was bad. And I just remember I was feeling really sad about it. And after a while, I was kind of like, you know, if that's all it takes to ruin Christmas, if having to wait a few hours to take pictures, if the fact that a studio is not perfect, the fact that, you know, we have human error as well, you know, if that's all it takes to ruin Christmas for you, I think I feel a little bit sad for you, because I mean, that shouldn't be what Christmas is about. Christmas should not be ruined simply because you had to wait in a line, simply because somebody was falling behind at their own job. Christmas shouldn't be ruined because somebody who works in customer service was not making you, in your eyes, first priority. Really, I don't think you can ruin Christmas. It's all about your attitude for it. It's all about what you want to take away from it. It's all about why you celebrate it. And if you celebrate it for the materialistic things, if you celebrate it because of what you can buy and how much stuff you can get and how many pictures you can have taken of your family, then yeah, if one of those things falls through, then Christmas will be ruined for you. But if you celebrate Christmas because of the birth of Jesus, and if you celebrate Christmas because you're spreading love and joy and peace to the world that Jesus died for, and he came into this world as a baby, that's why we celebrate Christmas, and you're passing that along to other people and how you act and how you behave and how you interact with them, regardless of what's going on in the hustle and bustle and crazy, then there's no way Christmas can be ruined for you. But that's a lot of rambling. I rambled a lot in the beginning. I rambled a lot at the end. That was my story of how I ruined Christmas for this lady. Like, personally. Like, she was attacking me personally. I personally ruined her Christmas because other photographers were photographing slowly. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I can laugh about it now. I only make videos after I've gotten over the initial impact of whatever it was, and when I get to the point where I can laugh about it, that's when I make a video about a story that happened. But yeah, that's the story about how I was accused of personally ruining somebody's Christmas. I hope it made you giggle. I hope you related to it in some way. If you did, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more story times, and I'll see you next time.